So last minute, you cut them off of any money and you tell them they're threatened to be put in a mental asylum when they're replaced by slave trade brand people their age who became prostitutes to do something else because it's an occult to compare them to something else, and they would have to be paid in order to live for the entire 20-year period. And so when they're not paid and you threaten them last minute randomly where they'd be put in jail or they'd be killed and be raped by all the slave trade that replaced them 2000 till now, it's just the fact that they're still the top percentage and they put $2 million into their business with their checks, and you decided that they can't have toothpaste again or a toothbrush again. But who are you to decide that? And you have to understand that when you don't pay a direct deposit, their phone turns off and you'll never talk to your child again. And so it's an epidemic internationally where they're not compared to a downgrade for a brothel to be gang raped, to have people gang raped, to be a crackhead in order to work minimum wage when they're the top percentage or the sales network. So they're replaced by these ambassadors you funded every single day, and you funded murderers every second of your life worshiping idols for the past 20 years. So if you can't talk to your kid again, you'd have to ask God to not worship comfort, security, your family, any ego or idol, because the only way you help anyone is by repenting from sinning and admitting you're a sinner. And at least in your own head, you would stop criticizing after criticizing all day, every day for 20 years to steal everything from them. And stop slandering them after slandering them all day, every day in your own head with your projection to all the occults who get their money. Everyone else who gets their money. And so it funds slave trade ambassadors the whole time with minimum wage cannibal slave trade who are gang raped with these LGBT rights new parties to be an employee. Because no one gets sales when they don't have sales. No one gets charities when they don't get charities. It's like a small business, and your business failed. So if you don't have any money, it's just the fact that you would have to know that God makes it so they abhor the wicked. And so they love their family when they supported them. And they were the one to love everybody. But don't think that they owe you a dime. Don't think that you would have to say something else if the last thing that they said to you was, I'll pay for a restraining order once I get the money. Because they forgive you. It's just that you chose to kill them. And so if you lose all your money, it's just the fact that you wouldn't get it for 20 years.